On the highway in a blizzard, my boyfriend and I just had a massive fight.
The dowry your family gives. The car's gotta be at least 500,000 yuan. Anything less, I'm not driving it.
I kept my cool and asked, "So how much is your family paying for the bride price?"
Where I'm from, it's 30,000. At most 50,000. Be reasonable. My parents work hard for their money.
I nodded and agreed. Fine, let's just elope. No bride price from you, and no dowry from me. He got furious, left me stranded on the highway, blocked me and gave me the silent treatment. After the new year, he came back to me.
Made up your mind yet? Apologize and we can still get married.
Ha. Sorry, Mr. Liu. I'm already married. The weather was awful this year. Freezing rain and a blizzard. Planes and high-speed trains were all canceled. So I drove my boyfriend home for the holidays, and we got stuck on the highway. Lu Qing was in a tense mood. I was about to crack a joke to lighten things up, but he looked at the car ahead and said,
The car your family gives is a dowry. Better be at least 500,000 yuan. Anything less and I'm not driving it.
I shot him a surprised glance. He looked dead serious, not joking at all. In my mind, Lu Qing wasn't the type to say something like that. He was always humble and polite, had good morals. Otherwise, I wouldn't have dated him for 2 years. So how much is your family's bride price?
Where I'm from, it's 30,000. Absolute max is 50,000.
So your family's paying at most 50,000 for the bride price. But my family has to buy a car worth no less than 500,000? Lu Qing seemed to know how unreasonable that sounded. He tried to justify it.
Be reasonable. My parents don't make money as easily as yours do. I can't just get married and drain their entire savings, can I?
Fine, let's just do a civil ceremony. No bride price from you, and no dowry from me. His face twisted in an instant.
He glared at me furiously. If you bring no dowry, how are we going to decorate the place? Have you even thought about our future at all?
The house Lu Qing was talking about was his premarital asset. He made 10,000 a month with an 8,000 mortgage. So not only would I have to put up $1 million, his salary barely covered the mortgage. And after marriage, I'd be footing all the bills. This marriage, every step of it was his calculation. I stayed quiet for a moment, then looked him dead in the eye. That's your premarital house? It's got nothing to do with me. Lu Qing frowned deeply and shot back.
How is it not related to you? After we're married, you get to live in it for free. Isn't that enough? You want to live comfortably too, don't you? Shouldn't you chip in for the renovations?
Think about it. Your family's paying 50,000 at most. My family's paying over $1 million.
Does that seem fair? Your family's rich. Mine isn't. For the sake of our life together, after marriage, what's wrong with contributing a little more? We've been together for 2 years. Do you have to be so petty?
I finally saw through his hypocrisy. I fell silent. Only one thought crossed my mind. This marriage can't happen. Our car inched forward 10 meters. In the heavy, suffocating silence. Knock, knock, knock. Someone tapped on the window. I turned to look. You're driving home too?
Yeah, who knew the highway would be this jammed too, right?
Thanks.
Gushi noticed El King. You brought your boyfriend home for the holidays?
Gusher politely greeted Lu Qing. Lu Qing gave a cold nod, turned away and ignored everyone. I felt a little awkward. Gushi just smiled and brushed it off. I got out of the car to chat with him. Gushi was my neighbor. We were close before we graduated high school, but drifted apart after college. Is that Benz yours? You brought your girlfriend home too? I pointed at the third Benz behind him and asked, How'd you know? Gushi looked a bit surprised, because the woman in that car has been staring daggers at me. Her glare was so sharp that I couldn't exactly pretend not to notice. Better get back in. It's freezing out here. You go ahead. I need some air. Gushi looked reluctant. I got back in the car and saw Gushi shivering in the gap between cars, but he wouldn't go back to his own car. I grabbed a skincare gift set from the back seat, walked over to Gushi with a smile. You just gave me 2 cans of coffee. I've got this nice skincare set here. Thought I'd give it to your girlfriend. Take me to meet her? Haven't seen you in years. Why so formal all of a sudden? I followed Gushi to his car. The girl inside was staring at me. I bent down to the window and greeted her. Hey, nice to meet you. Thanks for the coffee earlier. This is a skincare set a friend gave me. Why don't you give it a try? Take it back, I don't use that brand. I was a bit taken aback. Didn't know what to say. I looked up and saw Gushi looking embarrassed. He opened his mouth to apologize, but I beat him to it. We're even now. Gusha froze for a second, then let out a relieved laugh. Since she didn't want it, I wasn't about to force it.
Lu Qing shot me a glance. Back already? Couldn't give it away? They only gave you 2 cans of coffee, and you're rushing to give them a gift set? Why are you so generous with strangers?
That got under my skin. So what if I did? Haven't I been generous with you? My sister asked you to buy her a lipstick, and you wouldn't even do that. But you'll drop a whole bundle on a stranger without a second thought.
Li Yafei, I've got you figured out.
I couldn't believe that in his eyes, not buying his sister cosmetics was somehow ammunition against me. His sister was stuck up from day one, acting like I should be groveling at her feet. She'd send me links every few days, asking me to buy her stuff. From the start of our relationship, your mom's clothes, I bought them. New Year's groceries, I bought them. Your dad's cigarettes and liquor, I bought those too. So why on earth would I buy your sister makeup? I'm your girlfriend, not your family's ATM. Lu Qing couldn't save face after that. He scowled and started texting furiously. The atmosphere in the car was suffocating. We slowly crawled to the next highway rest stop. Pull over. I pulled over to the side and looked at him coldly.
Lu Qing got out, held the door and said, "Drive yourself back. My family's coming to get me."
I was stunned for a second. You're not coming to my place this year?
Lu Qing's face twisted with sarcasm. He looked down at me and warned, "You better think this through. Are we getting married or not? You've already slept with me. Who else would want you?"
I stared at him in shock. Are you seriously slut-shaming me? I never expected a guy with a PhD to stoop so low as to slut-shame his own girlfriend. I was so mad. I went off on him on WeChat. What century are you living in? You think that garbage still works on women? Dating you makes me your property. What are you, a cattle brand? Why don't you just claim the whole planet while you're at it? So impressive. You're just a little toy. For 2 years, I've been spending my money, keeping you fed. All you do is get on my nerves. What good are you? I'm calling it. We're done. I don't want you anymore. Before I could even finish, WeChat showed a red exclamation mark. Lu Qing blocked me. Ha! Lu Qing's hometown was only 30 kilometers away. I still had 800 kilometers to go. He left me stranded on the highway and blocked me. I was livid at his slut-shaming. Tears started streaming down my face. My vision went blurry, thinking about how I'd wasted 2 years on someone like that. It made me sick. I felt so worthless for putting up with it. That night, his sister sent me a photo. It was Lu Qing having dinner and chatting with another woman. The guy looked all dressed up, sweet and attentive. The girl looked gentle and pretty. Their eyes were locked, practically making goo-goo eyes at each other. Looks like I might have a new sister-in-law soon, heh. It's so obvious when someone doesn't love you. He didn't care about my safety. Didn't bother to check if I was okay on the highway, and right after ditching me, he was already out with another girl. Behind the car, there was a series of bang-bang-bang crashes. I flinched and glanced in the rearview mirror. A bunch of cars had piled up behind me. Luckily, I wasn't hit. I calmed down and drove even slower. Compared to life and death, getting played by a jerk for 2 years was nothing. At 8 p.m., I finally made it to the next rest stop. I was so tense the whole way that I decided to crash at this rest stop for the night. My phone rang. I thought it was Lu Qing calling to fight, or his sister, gloating. But the screen showed an unknown number. Hello, Yafei, it's Gushi. Yeah. Can you give me a ride? I've been waiting at the station for ages. I spotted a small figure walking toward me from a distance. I hurried over to Gusher. As soon as I got close, I saw he was nearly frozen solid. On a day this cold, a normal person can't last more than 10 minutes out here. How did he walk all the way from the last rest stop? I quickly stuffed 2 hot drinks and hot buns into his coat and asked, "Where's your car?" His eyes reddened. My girlfriend kicked me out. I grabbed his hand. It was cold as ice. Get in my car. I cranked the heat to max and gave him the last bit of hot water from my thermos. Gushi sat there for a long time before catching his breath. Shivering, he pulled out his phone from his pants pocket and sent Zhang Mutian a voice message. "Don't be mad. Just pull over. It's snowing. It's not safe for you to drive alone. Wait for me. I'll drive you back." I watched him quietly. He was incredibly level-headed. Even after his girlfriend left him in the freezing cold, he still made sure to check on her safety first. Compared to Lu Qing, it was night and day. Zhang Mutian didn't reply. Gushi called her hundreds of times. Finally, she picked up. He said calmly, "We can talk about all that later. It's not safe for you to drive in this snow. Wait for me. I'll drive you back. Jang Mutian said coldly, no need. I'm already on the highway heading home. Freeze for all I care. I don't know how much damage those words freeze for all I care can do. Gusha just held his phone and stared out the window in silence. I caught his reflection in the window. It looked like his eyes were a little wet. I tried to lighten the mood in the car. Hey, you're not the worst off. I got dumped on the highway too. Gusha looked surprised. In this blizzard? He was okay with you. Driving back alone? I put on a brave face. Tell me about it. Because I wouldn't drop 500 grand on a dowry car. He ditched me. Gushi let out a short laugh. What a coincidence. I didn't want to buy 2 more houses for her family, so she kicked me out. I was shocked. Isn't 1 house enough? Why 2? And now's not even a good time to buy, is it? Gushi's face darkened. She has a younger brother. She wanted me to buy 2 houses. The bigger one had to be a villa. Her brother? I almost burst out laughing. What's that called? One gets rich and the whole family moves up? Gushi gave a helpless, bitter smile. I asked him, did you agree? Gushi gave me a look and asked, what do you think? Even if he agreed, the Gu family would never go for it. We parked at the rest stop and rested for the night. It was so cold that we pulled out every coat from our suitcases. We barely slept a wink. When I woke up, I found Gushi's coat on me. I looked up and saw him outside the car, smoking and on the phone. I rolled down the window for some air. His voice drifted in. The woman on the phone lectured him self-righteously. Once you're married, you're family. Tiantian is a filial girl. She's not after your money. She just wants her family to live better. If you really care about her, you shouldn't be so calculative. Gushi's voice went cold. I care about her? She left me on the highway. Did she even ask how I'd get home? The woman got angry. You're a grown man with working limbs. Just hitch a ride or something. You let Tiantian drive home alone. In this heavy snow, did you even think about her safety? I raised an eyebrow. I saw with my own eyes yesterday. Gusha calling Chang Mutian, telling her to wait, that he'd drive her home. Gusha sneered. Go ask Zhang Muchin yourself, if I called her or not. The woman on the other end said, do what you want. You've already sent out the invitations. If you can't patch things up with Tiantian, I don't know how you'll face everyone. Gusha stayed quiet and hung up. I waited for him to finish his cigarette, then asked if he wanted to grab something at the rest stop. Gusha looked exhausted, staring down, lost in thought. I didn't know the whole story, so I kept my mouth shut. We got some stuff at the rest stop and hit the road again. We took turns driving. It was so much easier than driving alone and dealing with Lu Qing's mood swings. Even though traffic was bad, the vibe in the car was light and easy. Gushi was just saying we had to find something hot to eat at the next rest stop, when our car suddenly skidded, sliding sideways. Right next to us was an overpass. If we went over, we were dead. I grabbed the handle and yelled, pump the brakes, pump them. Gusha pumped the brakes slowly, gripping the wheel tight. He finally got the car under control. We pulled over onto the emergency lane. After that scare, we sat in silence for a long time. Gusha apologized softly. Sorry about that, lost control for a sec. I waved it off. No worries, no worries. You're a way better driver than me. If it weren't for you, we'd be goners. Gushi stared for a long moment, then gave a wistful smile. Your boyfriend lost? Someone worth keeping. Our eyes met. The atmosphere got a little charged. I was feeling flustered. When my phone buzzed right on cue, Lu Qing's sister sent me more photos and chat screenshots. The photo was of a new makeup gift set. The chat screenshot was a friend asking to be set up with her brother. Lu Qing's sister left a smug comment. So many girls want to be my sister-in-law. The chat screenshot was a friend asking to be set up with her brother. Lu Qing's sister left a smug comment. So many girls want to be my sister-in-law. Heh. I watched her dance around like a clown. Lu Qing was all surface. On paper, he looked good. But when it came to marriage, I'd like to see which woman would trade 50K for $1 million with him. Stuck in the snow, we spotted someone selling instant noodles by the roadside. Gushi and I got excited. We haven't had anything hot in a whole day. These guys know how to hustle. In this snow, a cup's gotta be at least $30. Gushi grabbed his thermos and got out. Stay here, I'll get it. A moment later, he came back with 2 steaming cups of noodles. Gushi said, the locals gave them out for free. No charge, the whole area was white. You couldn't even see the road. I don't know how they hiked all the way up here with supplies. Gushi and I were so touched. I turned and grabbed 2 gift boxes to give them. The kind villagers waved their hands, refusing. We set the boxes down and ran back to the car. I suddenly realized we were holding hands. Gushi tried to play it cool and let go, then got in the car. Get in and eat. The tiny space filled with the smell of instant noodles. We leaned in close, heads together, eating. Gushi looked at me and suddenly said, "How about you marry me instead? I won't ask you to buy a car or pay for renovations. You keep the bride price and dowry. And for the holidays, we won't fight over whose place to go. 2-minute walk to your parents' house." I won't lie. That last point was seriously tempting. As a total daddy's girl, if it weren't for Lu Qing, I'd rather stay close to my parents. Gushi added, "I already broke up with Zhang Mutian." I thought of Lu Qing's face and his sister's antics. I made up my mind, deal. Gushi and I decided to get married as soon as we got home. After the blizzard zone, the roads got smoother as we headed south. Gushi and I chatted to stay awake. We both love snorkeling. In our downtime, we like Sudoku and reading. He's also a foodie who loves trying new things. I suddenly remembered I once went to a buffet with Lu Qing that cost 200 yen per person. We walked in happy, and he bitched at me for a month afterward. I was so dumb back then. I kept trying to protect his ego, lowering my own standards to accommodate him. Gushi and I clicked more and more. Gushi asked me with total honesty, "Do you remember how we kind of had a thing back in high school? Why'd you suddenly stop talking to me?" I felt a little awkward, but I figured I'd tell him. "Remember that time we went on that class trip? I had a bad stomach, and you ran into the girls' restroom to bring me toilet paper?" Gushi laughed heartily. "How could I forget? First time in my life I ever barged into the ladies' room for you. These days, I'd definitely find a girl to take it in for you. I was young and dumb, just acted on impulse." I admitted sheepishly. I was so embarrassed. I didn't want to be with you and be reminded of that mortifying moment every day. Things that mattered so much when we were young feel so trivial now. Gushi grinned. "Should we tell those two about us getting married?" I thought for a second. One wanted 50K for $1 million. The other wanted 880K for nothing, plus a villa. I held back a laugh. Let's not say anything yet. Let them find out on their own. If Lu Qing and Zhang Mutian realize their plans fell through, they'll probably lose it. After all the drama on the road, we finally made it home. We each went straight to bed. After we woke up, Gushi called, "Grab your household registry. After we're done, we'll get a nice meal." I groggily dug out my household registry and ID. It felt like I was just running a routine errand. An hour later, we stood outside the Civil Affairs Bureau, staring at our marriage certificates in disbelief. "So we're married now?" Gushi was the first to snap out of it. He took my hand and smiled. "From now on, we're legally hitched." We wordlessly went to eat at that sour noodle place behind our high school. We ordered a ton of sides and ate till we were stuffed. When we got home, we saw Gushi's mom crying in the living room. How did I end up with in-laws like that? We already sent the invitations, and at the last minute, they demand we buy a villa for them. Isn't that extortion? My mom sat beside her, comforting her. Gushi's mom had always been proud. She hated gossip. The Zhang family's move had hit her where it hurt. On one hand, her son's wedding. On the other, everything they'd worked for. She was torn. I watched her cry her eyes out. It suddenly hit me. We hadn't even told the parents about our marriage yet. I pulled out our marriage certificate. Aunt Gu, forget about them. Gushi and I are married now. Gushi's mom looked at me in shock, then literally cried tears of joy. After the initial shock, both families were over the moon. My parents never liked Lu Qing anyway. When they heard I'd broken up and was moving back home, they were so happy they gave me 1.5 million as a dowry. The Gu family went even further. They transferred the fully paid wedding house into my name. That house was way up north in the city. I complained it was too far from my parents. Gushi immediately passed my complaint to his family. The Gus were thrilled. Both families quickly pooled their money and bought a villa in the same neighborhood. From purchase to transfer, it was incredibly smooth. I finally felt how seamless it is when families are on the same level. Both sets of parents shared the same social standing, similar values, and equal financial means. No one demanded 880K in bride price plus a villa. No one tried to trade 50K for 500K, plus renovation money. Without all the scheming disguised as marriage, Gushi and I getting married was a win-win for us and both families. After the villa was bought, I stood in the living room of the big villa and pointed at the ceiling. I want the ceiling torn out. I want a vaulted ceiling, and knock down this wall too. I want floor-to-ceiling windows. Koshi noted down every one of my suggestions in his phone without saying a single word against it. This home is ours. My sunroom is in the renovation plan, and his home theater is in there too. My phone buzzed again. Lu Qing's sister was at it again. She sent me more chat screenshots. Matchmakers trying to set her brother up. Still no photo of that pretty girl. With her brother. If they were still together. His sister would have posted pics. Lu Qing's sister sent a hand-over-mouth emoji. She said, "Oh my brother's just too popular. If some people would just get on their knees and apologize, I might consider putting in a good word." I laughed out loud at that. I played dumb. Hey, what happened to the girl in that photo? She went quiet? Your brother couldn't close the deal? She didn't want to put up $1 million? I couldn't help but let out a sarcastic laugh in my voice message. That set her off. She spammed me with voice calls. I didn't want to hear her trash talk. I just hung up and silenced it. I didn't block Lu Qing's sister. I kept her around because she'd be useful later. The wedding was set for the 15th of the first lunar month. The Gu family wasn't backing down. The Jangs were getting restless. Gushi's mom came over laughing. They're still dreaming. They think they're getting the short end. Now they say they don't want 2 houses. Just 1 villa for the whole family. Ha, keep dreaming. I gave Gusha a knowing smirk. He looked helpless. When we were dating, I had no idea her family was like that. Gusha's mom wanted to reprint the invitations with my name as the bride. I glanced at Gusher and shook my head with a sly grin. No need, Mom. We'll just swap it at the reception. Let them think nothing's changed. Let them sweat it out a few more days. Changing the invites would tip off the Jangs. I'm not changing them. Let them keep thinking. They've got the Gus cornered. When they realize after the wedding date that their dream is shattered. Now that'll be fun. Lu Qing kept using his sister to send me taunting messages. I never replied. He probably went out to the dating market. He found no woman willing to give him $500K for a car and $500K for renovations. So he came crawling back to me. He had his sister message me all high and mighty. My brother says, "For the sake of your 2 years together, if you apologize and add another $500K to the dowry, he might still consider it. A used-up girl like you? What man would even want you? I'd advise you to take the chance." I almost threw up from disgust. I don't know where he gets the confidence to think he's got me wrapped around his finger. Now I can't wait to see his face when he finds out. The wedding prep was in full swing. The date stayed the same, only the bride changed. As the date got closer, the Jangs got more and more anxious. They kept calling the Gus. Now Gushi's mom was the one cool as a cucumber. The Jangs' demands went from a $80K bride price, plus a villa and a house, all the way down to just $1.88 million. Jang Mutian's mom said, "We absolutely cannot back down on this, or we'll make the Gus lose face at the wedding. They won't let their daughter marry into the Gu family." Gushi's mom almost laughed her head off. She didn't even bother replying. Both families focused on the wedding prep. On the 15th of the first lunar month, the wedding went ahead as planned. Hundreds of guests showed up, only to find the bride had changed. I made a stunning appearance in my white gown. Quite a few mutual friends were filming me in shock. I gave them my most dazzling smile. Quite a few mutual friends were filming me in shock. I gave them my most dazzling smile. It wouldn't be long before Zhang Mutian saw on social media that Gusha's bride had changed. Weddings are fun but exhausting. After it all went smoothly, I felt like my bones were falling apart. Since our new place was still being renovated, Gusha shamelessly moved from next door into my house. My dad's an amazing cook. He makes the best food. After just a couple of days, Gusha suggested, maybe after the renovations, we could stay here a little longer. I shot him a side eye. Would you make it in time for breakfast from next door? Gusha thought of my dad's crab roe, buns, braised noodles, and scallion pancakes. He hesitated, then, how about your family takes me in as a live-in son-in-law? With my whole family, I want to bring my parents over to eat too. I burst out laughing. This son-in-law is such a steal. Handsome, great personality, and comes with a fat wallet. Sure enough, right after the reception, Zhang Mutian found out. She went crazy calling Gusher. He got annoyed and just handed me his phone. Zhang Mutian sobbed on the phone. "Gushi, how could you marry someone else?" I said calmly, "Oh, maybe because he couldn't afford that 10 million villa and 880K bride price." Zhang Mutian was livid. She hurled insults at me on the phone. I shut her down so hard she could only cry. I got tired of her too and blocked her number. Zhang Mutian couldn't get through to Gusher, so she showed up with her mom. The security was strict. The guards wouldn't let them in, but they kept causing a scene at the gate, so they called us over. Gushi held my hand and strolled over. His parents followed behind. We wanted to settle it once and for all. Zhang Mutian and her mom stood at the gate. The moment she saw Gushir, she burst into tears. like he'd cruelly abandoned her. Gushi, we were together for 2 years. How could you do this to me? Gushi was calm. We were together for 2 years. And you still left me alone on the highway just because I wouldn't buy a villa. You didn't care if I lived or died. Zhang Mutian had no comeback. She turned on me with a venomous look. You cheated on me, didn't you? You got married to this bitch right after we broke up. How long have you been seeing this slut behind my back? I don't appreciate that language. Your mouth is filthy. Actually, I should thank you. If you hadn't left him on the highway, I wouldn't have found such a great husband. Zhang Mutian lost it. You bitch! She lunged at me. Gushi stepped in front of me. Her slap landed on his face. She stared at him in disbelief. You're protecting her? She raised her hand again. I grabbed her wrist, furious. You hit my man. Did I say you could? Gushi's mom had already been fuming when she heard Zhang Mutian left Gushi on the highway. Seeing her son get slapped, she threw civility out the window. She went at Zhang Mutian and her mom. It was total chaos. Zhang Mutian's mom screamed, How dare you hit her? She's carrying your Gu family's child. Gushi's mom froze. Gushi stared at Zhang Mutian in shock. Zhang Mutian gave a smug, victorious look. She pulled a pregnancy test from her bag and threw it at Gushi. I looked down at the plus sign. My heart sank. After a brief silence, Gushi said to me, Yafe, go back inside. Trust me. I can handle this. I pulled my hand away. I said flatly, fine. You handle it. Zhang Mutian was pregnant. She said the baby was Gushi's. When I got home and told my parents, they were furious. My dad said grimly, if that girl from the Gu family has that baby, this marriage is over. My daughter is a first-time bride. I won't have her becoming a stepmom. My mom looked at me and added, Fei, whatever you decide. Mom's got your back. Soon after, Gushi's parents came over. I noticed Gushi wasn't with them. A bad feeling crept in. Gushi's mom looked uneasy. She pushed a card across the table. Fei, you were wrong today. There's 2 million in here. Take it as pocket money. My mom pushed it back. She doesn't need spending money. Let's deal with what happened today first. Gushi's mom said seriously, Yafe, don't worry. Xiaoshu just tried to take her to the hospital. She refused to go. The pregnancy is definitely fake, even if it were real. Gushi's mom said darkly, the kid can stay, but Zhang Mutian is never setting foot in my house. My dad chimed in, if that kid stays, I won't let my daughter be a stepmother. Gushi's mom looked awkward and didn't know what to say. I excused myself, saying I was tired, and went upstairs to nap. I slept longer than I meant to. Half asleep, I felt the bed dip. Gushi was back. It's 9. What took so long? Gushi looked a little wronged. I got back right after my parents. Your dad cornered me downstairs and talked my ear off. I glanced at him. His answers must have satisfied my dad, or he wouldn't have let him up. I didn't ask a thing. Gushi spoke up, relax. She's definitely not pregnant. I was curious. How can you be so sure? Gushi sat up and said very seriously, I'm a very careful planner. There are no accidents when it's not time. Meaning he was always careful about protection? He continued. And I just tried to take her to the hospital. She wouldn't go. I told her even if she really was, we'd do a paternity test. That shut her up. All she had left was the 2 years card. But she'd already ruined that herself. I huffed. Still, I felt uneasy. I turned over to sleep. He scooted over and pulled me close. After the new year, I was so busy I forgot to post on social media.
Luting finally remembered me. Still acting superior? Made up your mind yet? Apologize now and we can still get married,
Didn't my last few voice messages already destroy him? He still has the nerve to come back? I laughed out loud. Sorry, Mr. Liu. I'm already married.
Luting yelled in disbelief. Are you kidding? A girl like you. Who else would take you?
In that moment, Lu Qing disgusted me. For 2 years, he pretended to be gentle. But he was always putting me down, calling me lazy, not virtuous enough, selfish, so many flaws. If I were really that bad, why didn't he break up with me? I chuckled. Without you, I've married way up. I'm doing so much better. My husband gave me 880K in bride price and a fully paid villa.
Lu Qing sneered. Li Yafi, you're dreaming!
Without another word, I hung up. Then I blocked all of his contacts. I went straight to social media and announced our marriage. I posted our wedding video, along with my big diamond ring and the property deed. Lu Qing's sister was still on my list. I knew she'd tell her brother that I really did get married. To a rich guy from a good family, I watched the likes and comments pile up. What can I say? I kinda can't wait to see his face when he finds out.
Lu Qing saw my post through his sister. He lost it. He called me like crazy.
I blocked every single number. When I couldn't keep up, I just turned off my phone and switched SIM cards.
Lu Qing reached out through mutual friends. By then, he was still trying to gaslight me.
That friend said earnestly. Lu Qing cried to me all night. He said you and Gushi rushed into it with no real feelings. You won't be happy. Gushi is just after novelty. When he gets bored, he'll dump you fast. Only he can put up with your temper. And love you forever. I laughed at that. Love me? Don't make me puke. The friend said, I've watched you two all this time. Lu Qing is really hurting. He specifically told me, even though his parents don't make much, if you're willing, he can give $100K for the bride price. He wants you to divorce and marry him right away. I cut in, no way! Before, $50K meant I had to bring a $500K car and $500K for renovations. Now he's offering $100K? My family would have to pony up $2 million. Can't afford that. Tell him to find someone else. The friend was shocked. His family only puts up $50K and expects yours to give $1 million? I gave a firm The friend hung up awkwardly. One friend couldn't smooth things over. Lu Qing sent more mutual friends to mediate. I made sure every go-between knew about Lu Qing's $50K for $1 million scheme. Soon they all knew. Lu Qing wanted to marry without spending a dime, yet demanded my family shell out millions. Everyone looked down on him. Lu Qing ruined his own reputation. Once Zhang Muqian's fake pregnancy was exposed, she vanished. Gushi found out she'd borrowed the pregnancy test from a relative, all to mess with our wedding. When Gushi's mom heard she wasn't pregnant, she relaxed a ton. Her son was married. She couldn't sit still. She wanted to travel. I was just planning our honeymoon. So I invited all 4 parents to join us in Europe. They all waved their hands. You two go on your own. We'll just winter in Hainan. So the 4 of them ditched us and headed to Hainan. Gushi and I made our plans, booked flights and hotels, and headed off. We'd just stepped out with our luggage when, of all times, Zhang Mutian showed up again. The Zhangs wouldn't give up on their golden catch. This time, they brought more people. Gushi took one look, told me to stay inside, and called the cops. The Zhangs had numbers and were cursing at the gate. About 20 minutes later, the police arrived. The Zhangs immediately backed down. Everyone put on a sad, pitiful act, like they were the victims. Gushi told me to stay in the security office. He walked out and said to Zhang Mutian, "This harassment isn't getting you anywhere." Zhang Mutian looked at him and broke down. She tried to shake off her mom's grip. I didn't ask for that money. I don't want the money anymore. I don't want the bride price. Gushi, please don't leave me. We've been together for 3 years. Are you going to throw me away for her? She was wailing desperately. It was pitiful to watch. She looked at Gushi with teary eyes. Gushi, I'm begging you. I don't want the money. Divorce her. I'll marry you right away. Her mom held her back, scowling. The rest of the Zhangs looked sour. For a split second, I worried Gushi might cave. Gushi said calmly, "The moment you kicked me out of the car, we were done. I didn't break up with you for her. I did it for myself." He was completely rational. He said to Zhang Muqian's mom, "If you stop all this, I won't pursue the 250K. Your son owes me. And the Benz your daughter drives, I'll transfer that to you too." Her mom grabbed her and threw a tantrum. "That's your offer? My daughter slept with you for 3 years for nothing?" Gushi shot back coldly. "Is your daughter a prostitute? If so, what's her rate? 250K plus a Benz? That should cover it, right?" Zhang Mutian was crying. Her mom didn't even look at her. She demanded 5 million. Gushi smirked. "Then let's go to court. Look up what happens when you owe 250K and don't pay." Gushi looked past them, at the Zhang's son. "If you're not scared, you're betting your son's future. Guess how many years he'd do?" That hit home. With the cops there, too. They backed off. Gushi turned, took my luggage in one hand, held my hand with the other, and walked off without a single glance back. We got into our ride. In the rearview mirror, I saw Zhang Mutian's mom yanking her hair and beating her down. "You useless slut who can't keep a man." I turned to Gushi. "Aren't you going to help her?" Gushi said flatly, "I gave her chances. This is her choice." Zhang Mutian chose to side with her family and squeeze me for money. She can deal with the fallout. For our honeymoon, Gushi and I spent 2 weeks having a blast in Europe. Then we went snorkeling in the Maldives. Snorkeling is expensive, but so much fun. We saw sharks, manta rays, caught octopus and lobsters in coral caves. Gushi even got stung by a jellyfish. But we still had an amazing time. When the honeymoon ended, the moment we landed, my phone blew up with messages. My old landlord in City A had sent me a bunch. Lu Qing had been camped out in front of my old rental for half a month. He'd scared a bunch of tenants. She even sent me security footage. You could see him clearly, just standing there. His cheeks were gaunt, dark circles under his eyes. Sometimes he'd smoke quietly. Other times he'd pound on the door like a maniac. I frowned. I sent the landlord a big red envelope and asked her to get some people to toss everything from the rental. She agreed. But the next night, she called me, Xiaofei, that ex-boyfriend of yours has gone nuts. I tried to throw out your stuff. He wouldn't let me touch anything. He grabbed it all. He seems so in love with you. He even carefully packed your half-used toothpaste. I found it laughable. He manipulated me, put me down, and left me stranded on the highway. I didn't want to explain all that. It's fine. If he wants it, let him take it. It's all trash anyway. I hung up. Once I wrapped up work and the rental in City A, there was nothing left. Eventually,
Luqing sent a long apology letter through an old classmate.
I didn't read a single word. Because I knew how fake he was. All I knew was he wasn't doing well. He got laid off. His new job paid less than $6,000 a month. Without me covering him, he couldn't afford the mortgage. The house went into foreclosure and got auctioned. With property values down, he lost his down payment and ended up owing the bank.
Luqing vanished from my life for good.
After that, my life was clear skies. Back from the honeymoon, I thought Luqing and Zhang Mutian were ancient history. Life should have been peaceful. But the moment we walked in, Gushi's phone started buzzing like crazy. It was our high school class monitor, someone we hadn't talked to in ages. My heart tightened. I had a feeling trouble was coming. Gushi answered. His frown deepened. He hung up and looked at me. His tone was serious. The monitor said Luqing and Zhang Mutian have teamed up. They're planning to stage a protest. At our gate with banners, they're saying I cheated and tricked you, and that you're a homewrecker. I froze. Then I laughed. Birds of a feather. One got exposed for his scheming. The other got caught in a lie. Now they're two peas in a pod, trying to drag us down with them. Gushi ruffled my hair. His eyes were full of affection. Don't worry, I'll handle it. I won't let them hurt you. I shook my head. My eyes sharpened. No, I'm handling this myself. 2 years of suffering, being left on the highway, the slut-shaming. It's time to settle it all.
The next morning, the gate was packed. Luqing was in a faded shirt, looking haggard. He held up a white banner with black letters. Gushi is a fraud. Li Yafei is a homewrecker.
Zhang Muchen was disheveled, crying. She clutched gifts Gushi had given her. She went around sobbing. About 3 years wasted. Neighbors were pointing and whispering. Phones were recording everything. Public opinion was turning against us.
When Luqing saw us walking over, he latched on to us like a lifeline. He charged forward screaming, Li Yafei, you gold digger! You dumped me for being poor. Then you turned around and married a rich guy. What about our 2 years together?
Zhang Mutian rushed over too. Tearfully, she grabbed Gushi's sleeve. Gushi, I know I was wrong. I don't want the villa. I don't want the money. Divorce her. Let's start over, okay? I watched their pathetic act with cold eyes. Not flustered at all. I pulled out my phone and played the audio I'd prepped. First clip, the highway in a blizzard. Luqing demanding a $500K car while offering only $50K. His selfish, calculating tone echoed through the speakers. Your family's rich, so you should pay more. My parents work hard for their money. Be reasonable. Second clip, Luqing. After leaving me on the highway, slut-shaming me. Every word was vile. You've already slept with me. Who else would want you? Third clip, Zhang Mutian on the highway. Pressuring Gushi to buy a villa for her brother, or else. Her greed was on full display. If you don't buy 2 houses, the wedding's off. The crowd went dead silent. The stare shifted, from suspicion to contempt. People whispered about Luqing and Zhang Mutian. I'd saved all the evidence. Their lies fell apart.
Luqing went pale. He lunged for my phone. You faked that! That's not me, Gushi!
Shoved him back, and stood in front of me. He held up another document. Faked? Here are screenshots of your sister demanding gifts from Yafei, even calling her a used-up slut. Plus the court order from your house being auctioned for mortgage default. The crowd erupted. So she's not a gold digger. He's the one trying to get something for nothing. $50K for $1 million? Talk about shameless. And they dare to make a scene? Zero shame.
Luqing was humiliated. He collapsed. All his arrogance was gone.
Zhang Mutian stopped crying. Her eyes darted around. She tried to sneak away. Just when everyone thought the circus was over, I stepped forward and dropped a second bombshell. You think they're just 2 jilted exes? I looked at Zhang Mutian. My voice was ice cold. Zhang Mutian, your fake pregnancy and wedding sabotage. Was it really just bitterness? Or were you and Luqing in cahoots? To shake down the Gu family? For cash? To pay off his bank debt? You two are in it together. This isn't just heartbreak. Zhang Mutian flinched. She shrieked, Lear, I didn't. Liar. See for yourself. Gusha pulled up a transfer record. After Luqing's house was auctioned, he owed the bank 800K. Last week, you secretly transferred him 100K. The memo says emergency. Your plan was to make a scene, get the Gus to pay you off, then split the money, right? The evidence was undeniable. Zhang Mutian had no comeback. She slumped to the ground. She and Luqing stared at each other. Despair filled their eyes. The crowd's jeers grew louder. People called the cops. Others filmed them.
They were like rats in the street. Everybody was against them, just when we thought it was over.
The police arrived to take them in.
But then, Luqing suddenly lunged at me like a madman. His eyes were savage. If I can't be happy, neither will you! You ruined my life!
I was ready. Gushi yanked me behind him. The security guards moved in fast. They pinned Luqing down.
He struggled and screamed, spitting out one final secret. I wasn't just after your dowry. I got close to you. Because my advisor wanted your family's connections. He wanted me to latch on to you, to get his project funded. All my kindness. All an act. Even if you'd agreed to the 500K, I'd have bled your family dry and divorced you. That hit like a bomb.
It shattered his last shred of disguise. I looked at this man, standing before me, repulsive. Any last ounce of resentment was gone. From start to finish, I'd fallen for an elaborate scam. Thank God, I got out in time. I didn't fall into the abyss. The police took Luqing and Zhang Mutian away. Luqing was detained for inciting trouble and assault. Zhang Mutian got her due for her part too. Their scandal spread through the whole city. They became a laughingstock. They'll never live it down. After the storm, life finally returned to peace. The Gu parents left the villa, renovations entirely to us. We built a sunroom, just how I wanted, and kept Gushu's game room. Every morning, I'd read in the sunroom. Evenings, we'd cook and walk together. Our parents often got together for tea and conversation. No scheming, no fighting, just warmth. I no longer had to lower myself for someone else's insecurity. No more walking on eggshells to protect someone's ego. No more insecurity in love. Gushu remembered everything I liked. He'd share the chores when I was tired. He'd stand up for me the moment I needed him. His love was honest and true. No ulterior motives. During the holidays, we didn't fight over whose place to go. 2-minute walk to my parents. The whole family gathered for New Year's dinner. Laughter filled the room. My parents saw my happiness and couldn't stop smiling. The Gus treated me like their own daughter. They always put me first. Sometimes I'd scroll past old chats with Luqing. I'd just laugh. Those days of being gaslit, those moments of self-doubt, all gone in the happiness I have now. I finally understand. Truly good love is never about one-sided sacrifice and compromise. It's about being on equal footing. It's about shared values. It's about truly cherishing each other. When you're on the same level financially and mentally, you cut out all the worldly calculations. Love stays pure and lasting. Luqing got out of jail. He found a regular job, making peanuts each month, paying off his debts. All his arrogance was gone. He sent someone to apologize. I just said, no need, let's each live our own lives. Never see each other again. Zhang Mutian was taken back to her hometown. She never showed up in our city again. I heard she went on many blind dates. All turned her down because of her past. Her life was a mess. But Gusher and I, in our little bubble of happiness, walked toward the future together. Spring outings together, summer snorkeling, fall leaf watching, winter movie nights on the couch. Sunlight streamed through the floor-to-ceiling windows. It fell on our clasped hands. Warm and steady, I leaned on Gushu's shoulder and whispered, thank God I dropped the wrong one on that highway and found the best one. Gushu kissed my forehead. His voice was tender. Not found. It's destiny. We were always meant to be. Outside, the sky was clear. Inside, it was warm. All the darkness had passed. Our story of equals was just beginning, and it would never end.